Okay, we are
All
live
right.
broadcast. It's been a minute since
It's been a whole minute.
I don't even remember the last time we got on here and did a show. We are so inconsistent, but it's a great inconsistent podcast. Everybody tune in. We're still here.
Right.
We're still here. Well, half of us are at least. Anissa is out on assignment. She's actually traveling the world right now. Her and her boo thing have gotten in the car and have traveled across the world. So some of the places that I've seen them in, of course, California, the most
Yeah.
recent. But I think their first stop. What do you remember their first stop?
I don't remember their first stop.
Yeah,
Man.
they're dang, because I seen it and I was like, oh, she's really out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's going. I know I seen them in Denver. I seen them in Kansas City, of course, and then they went to Denver, and now in didn't they go to Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. I didn't know you passed all those places going to California. Like, god damn.
Yes. Well, now you know who didn't pass geography.
I sure didn't.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, she's out just traveling, going to different places, and enjoying herself on her cross country road tour that she's on. And then Candy, you know, ain't no telling, she might be caught up at the line at Starbucks. Who knows? So anyway, if you all do not remember, I am Nova Pearl. I have a show called The Way We Talk that we are working on bringing back. And this is E. Digger, the hardest working man in the podcast industry in Baltimore. Yeah, you need to give yourself some credit because you do a lot. I was like, hey, you want to get on this show tomorrow? What?
I'm with it.
So, you know, I just wanted to get on here because number one, what I'm seeing, the backlash that I'm seeing that Ice Cube is getting from the Black community, Black leaders, organizations, and so forth, I find it to be absolutely petty. And this cancel culture has got to end at some point because we're canceling people who do not have malicious intentions against the Black community.
Right.
So I don't understand why we are being so hard on him. I watched the interview with him and Roland Martin, and one of the things that really stuck out to me is I didn't appreciate the way Roland Martin kind of tore his plan apart. You know, like as if, you know, this has already been done. So what he did is he compared his the contract with Black America to the CDC's or CBC's, I'm sorry, the Congressional Black Caucus plan that they had. Well, number one, not that I'm blaming Congressional Black Caucus, but I've never even heard the Congressional Black Caucus plan. Now that could be on me because I really wasn't into politics at the time, as I am now. But Roland Martin compared this to the CBC plan and basically it was just like, well, the CBC said this is already in their plan. So CBC is speaking out against Ice Cube's plan here. Well, my question is this. When you saw that his plan was similar to yours, when was that? Like, when did you see that? Because you don't wait until he has a meeting with the Republicans in the Trump administration about his plan for Black America and implementing it.
Right.
Don't come out and say, oh, well, we already had that. He could have called us. Well, how long did you know this?
I think that's the problem.
Yeah. How long did the CBC know that their plans were similar? And then also, when you found that out, did you reach out to him rather than scrutinizing him?
Right.
Did you reach out to him to try to work with him on that?
I think the problem is, one, he is partnering with the Republican Party or Trump. And when you now I'm okay, so I did a live, and I merely said, why don't you take this plan and not attach it to any political party?
Right.
Why don't you take it and run with it yourself?
Well, how is he going to get it? How are we going to get anything into legislation if he does not? Like, you can't just take a plan and say, "Oh, I have a plan for Black America that's talking about $500 billion over the course of the next 4 years." Well, where's the money going to come from?
That's what I'm saying. So
he's gotta take it somewhere. Like, we can't detach ourselves from these political parties because they are in fact in power.
So that's the thing right there. So since people, and I'm in no way defending Orange Slurpee by a long shot. Like, I can't stand them. But when you hear people siding with Orange Slurpee, it creates a problem.
Right.
Right now it's, if you stand it with Trump, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And I think when people heard that, they looked at Ice Cube differently. Set aside the plan or the platinum plan. They just heard the word Trump. They just heard the word Republican Party. Now, the Democrats kind of brushed it off and put it on the back burner. You see what I'm saying? So he went to the next best source that he felt as though that could help.
Well, I like what he said, where he made the point that either way it goes, one party is going to be in office.
Right.
Whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans. Either we got Joe Biden and Harris, or we got Trump and Pence. That's just what it is. So either way it goes, he needs to have a conversation with both people because one of them are going to be in the office.
And one of them, like I said, the Democrats already pretty much brushed it under the back burner, and and the Republicans said, "Hey, let's talk."
Well, of course, I feel like, of course, Trump is going to. I mean, Trump is very smart. Sure. Of course, he's going to take a meeting with Ice Cube about a plan for America.
Right.
Right as we are reaching election day.
Right.
And he is behind in the polls. So I think that what we need to do is ease up on the brothers and sisters that are really trying to get a conversation with who's in office, because he brought money to the table. Like, this is a plan, whether the CBC has it in theirs or not. The fact of the matter is, like he said, it's a bipartisan effort that we need right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be bipartisan when it comes to Black America. We need both sides of the aisle coming together, talking with people who have plans for Black America and working together to implement some of these things. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that we have gotten, like, they say the Trump flu. We as Black people kind of have the Trump flu, and the symptoms are the fact that anybody that talks to Trump that's Black, we just not going to trust them.
Right. That's what I said.
That's not good. Like, that's not good. We can't carry it that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to work.
And that's my thing. It's like
great efforts.
That's my thing. Let's see what he does. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what he does, because I was that person. I'm not going to front. It's like anybody.
I wrote a long post, but then I just deleted it because I didn't feel like the bull. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote a long post in agreement with Ice Cube's efforts. Like, thank you.
Somebody had to do it, because there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk about this, that, and the third concerning Black people, but nobody is stepping up.
Let me ask you this. Did the CBC decide to go to the sit down and speak with President Trump and their administration, really where the grass is fertile? And I say that because, like I said, we're heading into the new election, November 3rd, we're voting for a new president. We're going to find out what's going to happen.
Right.
And so right now, those doors for conversations that need to be had about Black America, the CBC has an open door right now. You don't understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, a conversation that could happen. So I'm wondering if they've reached out to the administration and tried to talk about a plan.
I don't think
so. Or even discuss a plan, the plan that they have. And for them to sit there and just be all mad at Ice Cube, he took a meeting with Trump. Well, you're going to have to meet with the president.
Right.
Because, I mean, when we look at the elected officials in the government, he is at the head. So why would you not want to meet with his administration to get some things across? You think Ice Cube is down with police brutality? No. He's not going to be silent about those things. He's not okay with that. He's also not okay with us killing each other.
Right.
The past 3 weeks in my neighborhood, it's been going off. I'm like, dang, all of y'all been cool. And then all of a sudden, with the weather changed to fall head and everybody want to go shooting up stuff. I've been hearing this for the last 3 weeks in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. and
You know,
how people
like, yeah, no,
constantly talk about it, and you want change. Here's a brother who said, I'm tired of it and I can make that change. You see what
exactly,
I'm saying? So
exactly,
so th- I
exactly.
I would applaud him, anybody for that matter, who has stepped up. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
that is preaching and talking and pointing the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time that you sat down with anybody? You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying? So like I said in my thing yesterday, I did say that, try to push it yourself, but you just said, you got to talk to somebody.
Well, you can't.
Especially
There's, I mean, no. Even though Ice Cube has clout,
right,
he's a legend in the rap industry, and also becoming one in the movie industry as well.
right,
So that's not enough. Number one, for a black man to just take a bill and say, "Here, this is what I want," and I'm coming in solo. No, I love that he was working with grassroots campaigns. And he said it on Roland Martin. We're working with grassroots campaigns. If you have an ulterior motive, anything like that, we're not working with you.
right.
And a lot of times we get with organizations to help push laws through for us, and they have ulterior motives. And then years later, oh, he was a sellout. She was a sellout.
Right.
This is what really went down. You know what I'm saying? And so here you have somebody who's not working with, big names in the political field or anything like that. He's basically, he is working by himself because he didn't attach himself to some politician. He was working by himself. And Roland Martin said, well, at that time you didn't think to want to work with other people, once he the plan and reach out to Black Lives Matter. Why do we have to reach out to Black Lives Matter? Because we want to make a move for Black America. Why do we? Who are they? Are those? Please explain to me. Or is that the oracle?
Yeah.
Is Black Lives Matter the oracle for Black people? I don't remember that being the case.
Right.
Because I ain't never seen a campaign in the hood about shooting. Let's be for real.
Right.
So why do we have to buddy up with you, partner with you to get something accomplished when it comes to legislation? So Black Lives Matter name could be on there. No, we don't have to work with, we don't have to come to Black Lives Matter and say, well, I have this, help us. No, we don't have to take their money. Where does that money come from in the first place? Let's talk about that.
Sometimes not all black is black. you see what I'm saying? Like,
even though Black Lives Matter has been advertised in the NBA, Cube knows that. He sees where Black Lives Matter is breaking through.
Right.
He has his own league. So if he wanted to work with an organization, then of course he would have worked with Black Lives Matter. It's in the world that he's in.
Right.
At the end of the day, he doesn't have to take that route. And that's the thing. As soon as somebody does something that's black, here comes Black Lives Matter, like the fucking hall monitors, hall monitors of black issues.
Right.
Because, well, y'all didn't call us. First, nigga, we ain't got to call you. Hell, we can't call you to get a campaign in the hood about a gun task force.
Right.
Hey, stop playing with me.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm over it. I'm over it. Black Lives Matter is arrogant at this point. Your arrogance offends me. And the girl that came on there representing it was just like asking, I was like, oh my God, y'all so petty. Black people, y'all so petty. So petty for it. You know what I'm saying? Just so petty. You got somebody who, look, Cube done came out like, I'm gonna do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just can't sit back and watch this keep,
it's better
going
than a
on.
song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's better than a song with some clever little lyrics to hype us up emotionally.
And it's not gonna go nowhere. You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, I commend the brother who stepped. I commend anybody for stepping up and doing something.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And we as black people, we just need to, stop pointing the finger all the time. I mean, granted, I think in this lifetime, I would never like Orange Slurpee. I think in this lifetime, I cannot call this man president. I cannot call this man by his first name. And I said it. That's some disrespectful shit. But I just can't. I just don't like him. But
I don't like him either.
True. So I'm not going to condemn anybody for at least making an attempt. All these people that's talking, all these people that's what you say, making songs about it, and Black Lives
We can
Matter, and
dance to that all day. Like, this is America.
right,
Yes, we can do all of this all day.
right,
At the end of the day, we dancing down the street and somebody thinks we have a gun in our hand.
right,
It's a
right,
wrap. You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
right,
we can talk about all of the what is owed to us, but if we don't put that in a plan, and I like a lot of the stuff that's in that plan, because I have been saying for a long time that we don't necessarily need money, just money in the form of reparations. Like,
right.
we need to start out like Black Americans start out with this level of credit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is a lifetime interest on a loan that you get for a house.
Right.
Like, just different things to bring in equity, you know?
Right.
Just recently, Trump touted about how he rolled back the Obama era housing authority rule that they put in. And it was to help bring equality in the housing segregation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like everything that Obama tried to do has been rolled back.
Mm-hmm.
And for Cube to come in there with a plan that addresses those issues that were rolled back,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what the problem is.
Right.
Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
And the thing is, we as a people, we don't try to understand.
No, we
don't try to understand the importance of it. You see what I'm saying? We are so quick to say, "Oh no, no, no."
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes I see headlines and I post it in my mind. I'm thinking one thing, but when I finally go back and read the article, I'm like, "Oh, this is what this was about."
Right.
The thing is I didn't caption it.
Right.
See, a lot of times I just post stuff with the regard to like read it later or something like that. Hopefully I do. But I think that a lot of times some people don't really take that in consideration. They just read a headline posted, see a picture of something, and not really recognize that this is what the media does to get you to actually click the article.
Right.
Not for you to just be upset off of face value, you know?
Right.
We don't study to show ourselves approved. We don't go research and find the facts. I think it was somebody the other day on my timeline that had posted this picture of Screech from Saved by the Bell.
I saw that.
I was like, reading is fundamental.
Now,
Google searches are critical.
Thank you.
What
And
are you doing?
That's the first thing I
Why
did.
Did you post this?
I went to Wikipedia because on Wikipedia, I mean, they're going to say if the person died or not. You know, that dash. Then I went to CNN. I went to TMZ because those even when Kobe died, everybody was saying that Kobe died, and I first thing I thought, this is a joke.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went to CNN. They confirmed it, and TMZ. But you're right. I saw that same article, and when I saw it, the first thing I did, I went to Wikipedia because that was the first thing that popped up when you put in his name. But for some odd reason, I don't know. But then I went to CNN and I went to TMZ, and then I was reading in Google, and it said, no, it's a joke. He didn't die. He's not even in prison.
Typing his name on Google, and it just came up.
Right.
I mean, the information is there. I don't understand why they would even people get on my nerves.
And I saw that. When was it? A couple of days ago. And I said, damn, I was like, really?
I see that. I was like, this is not true. He was not in nobody's prison.
Right.
He died in no riot. Like, come on now. We would have better believed you if you said Bill Cosby shit. At least he's actually in prison. What the hell are you talking about? Why would you post this stupid ass shit? Then you gonna caption it like you believe it.
Right.
You look dumb. Like, what? And then everybody on the Joan posting fake.
Mm-hmm.
And they still just gonna leave it up there.
Right.
I remember one time I got by this article when it had Della Reese. They kill Della Reese every year.
Yeah.
Every year. And I had posted,
year.
I'm like, oh girl, I'm like, oh shoot, I probably said this 2 years ago when she actually died.
Yeah. And Gene Wilder, the guy from the guy who used to play a lot of films with Richard Pryor, the white guy.
Okay.
every year they said, "Oh man, Gene Wilder is dead." I was like, Gene Wilder been dead. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like read. And
Mm-mm.
then people get mad at me for saying that. Like, hey, I read.
It is what
You
it
know,
is,
it
though.
is what it is. Go back, Google when did Gene Wilder die. That's all you got to do.
Well, as we are talking about politics, kind of going back. So Jamie Harris, last I've seen, he was 2 points ahead of Lindsey Graham in the Senate race.
Okay.
The race to the Senate seat in Kentucky. So we will see. Let me make sure it's Kentucky. Or no, South Carolina. I'm sorry. So I'm thinking of Mitch McConnell's funky ass. He gets on my
He
damn.
look like he is dead.
He is
It looks like his face is just leaving his all the skin is just peeling off of his face. Just like that. Every time when I look at that man, he reminds me of that damn fish.
Face, don't he?
He reminds me of that fish that looked like a person.
You're right. He just is so irritating, and I can't stand his irritating laugh and his little crusty teeth. So crusty.
Jamie Harris is he any relation to Kamala Harris by any chance?
Harrison, no. It's Jamie Harris.
Harrison.
Yeah, I probably said
Harrison.
Okay. But no, but last I seen he was 2 points ahead of Lindsey Graham in South Carolina.
Okay.
And Lindsey Graham has been whining because he's raised a lot of money, actually.
Who's that?
Jamie Harrison.
Yeah.
He's raised a lot of money. And so I don't know, like we'll see. I really hope that he takes that seat because that could really be helpful. It really could, because between Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, I just don't know. And they need to replace Schumer on the Democratic side because his old ass ain't really about life no more. I'm serious. He done aged up out of the game. He needs to go ahead. And Nancy Pelosi too.
Right.
Because when Nancy Pelosi be talking, she got that grandma lip. You know that just
like she about to stroke out at any minute.
Yes, when she talking and it points, and then when she get upset, her lips get jittering more. I'm like, Nancy got to go.
Yeah.
They getting too old.
They are.
That's the reason why America isn't progressing, because y'all done sat in these seats for years and years and years, and we've got nowhere. We need some fresh people in there.
Right.
Nancy she is old. And even with Joe Biden, to be honest with you, I know everybody is just so gun-ho on him becoming the president because we want Trump out of the office, but I think he's old as well.
He is. He's 78.
And he is a bit senile because I be watching him during them debates. I'm like, do you remember what you supposed to do? I'll be a little nervous for Joe.
Right.
He gonna, Trump gonna get on his head because Trump is a bully. Don't ever mention the word smart to me when you're talking to me, Joe, because you are not smart.
That's some fighting words for your ass, for real. You say that.
Don't ever mention the word smart.
I would have just walked over and just straight, who the fuck is you talking to? That's the first thing. But Joe hold his own. I give it.
Just shut up.
Yeah, just shut up, man. You a clown. I'm really looking at the and speaking of politics, I'm looking at this Congress race for Maryland. Kwesi, yeah. They put out an article and said, what'd you say?
Kimberly Kasich.
Yeah, Kimberly Kasich and Kwesi Mfume. They said in the 3 months she raised $6.5, $6.8 million to Kwesi's 185,000.
I think she's gonna win.
I really think she's gonna win too.
She's gonna win. Like
I have not seen, and it's worrying me now.
But you can't be mad at the game. Like when I look at that, even though her lifestyle was what it was, it is what it is. You can't tell someone that they can't transition their life any way they want it to go.
True.
And she raised a lot of money because she got a lot of friends.
Right.
Who goes to see a stripper like that? Big money people. Big money people, okay? So she's sitting down talking like, look, while she doing the whole lap dance, I'm getting ready to run for office. So, you know,
give me them thousands. You're give me them thousands. You're
utilize your resources.
right.
I think she know, get that money. Make the money, don't let it make you.
And this was another thing they said. You know, Kwaisi, I haven't seen a commercial. I haven't seen you out in public.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And it's really concerning. Like, I mean, I knocked
money off on the table. Like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and do this dance for you. Put this on the table. Don't push for the election.
Now that's the thing. It's like, you know, in her ad, she outlined a plan of what she's going to do in Maryland and for Baltimore. I just want to see it. At this point, I want if she get elected, I want to see. I want to see if she's going to pretty much do everything she outlined. You see what I'm saying? But it's worrying me now because Kwaisi, I have not seen you, brother. I haven't seen you. Where you at? I haven't seen you, Kwaisi. And normally, you know, you'll see Kwaisi on and they say he ran from a debate. She wanted to debate him. He ran from the debate. I haven't seen you out in public. I haven't seen no commercial. None.
Wow.
And she's all over the place.
Dang.
Yeah.
She look like she's gonna take it on in.
I think she's going to take it. Like landslide. Landslide.
Yeah, I've been kind of watching her, and I'm like, yeah, she's gonna win.
Right.
Like, I mean, but it may not be a bad thing. I think that like the best thing that we can do is sit down and talk to our elected officials and have a conversation with them. We may not like them in some of their policies or their viewpoints or even, you know, their previous life, whatever. However, if they are the elected official, it's no sense in complaining amongst one another.
Right.
You have to talk to them and you have to find a way that for you and them to work together.
Right.
So that's important.
So
but yeah, y'all be sweet to Q. Like, come on now. Don't do Q like that. Because he ain't trying to hurt nobody. You know, we don't want him to go back to Q with the jury curl, okay? We don't want him to go back to that Q. We like this Q. Let's love and encourage this Q.
We like new Q right now. Yeah. I want to play this if I can.
Okay.
The interview on The View.
Okay.
With Joy Bear. Let me see if I can do this. All right. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. So first of all, she just cut.
Hi guys, so I just wanted to take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my recent uploads. Hi guys, Osa here and welcome back to my channel. Did you miss me?
Did you miss me?
Okay.
Well, that was a thoroughly entertaining show. I am recapping the September 18th show that I missed. All of the ladies looked great and well rested. Whoopi was out and Anna filled in for her. Side note, I always love when Anna is on. Even though we have differing opinions, she just states her views with class, grace, and a comedic flair, and I just love her. So the two main segments I would like to discuss were about Joe Biden and Kim Klacik. Let's start with Joe Biden. I thought he did well in his town hall, even though I felt some of his answers were a bit rehearsed and scripted. Honestly, I was just thrilled that he got through the town hall without many flubs. I have to admit I am uber biased because I just want this clown out of the White House. Joe, hang in there until November 3rd. You can definitely do this. Now, speaking of clown, let's move on to the head jester herself, Kim Klacik. This clown was running for Elijah Cummings' seat and lost the special elections. You would think after a loss, she would just go back to living her best Caucasian life. But no. Let's just start off with her low-budget ad walking around the worst parts of Baltimore in heels and a red dress. Sis, read the room. And
that was on Pratt Street, by the way. That location.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Know who your target audience is. The ad was distasteful, lacked substance, and certainly did not make me want to vote for a Republican. Let me keep this all the way 100. This is the very problem I have with Black women who sleep white and believe they have all the answers for the Black community.
Lord have mercy.
Mimosas and you feel that you have life figured out. Sis was out here praising Trump for all that he's done for the Black community. Like, where? What has he done? But because you need and you want his continued endorsements, you would do anything, especially kiss up to him on TV. My favorite part was when she was giving her stats. She stated that she helped 200 women, and 30% of them went on to be gainfully employed. Newsflash, Kim Klacik, those are terrible stats. That means that you only helped 60 women out of 200 to find work. Now, kudos, I'm happy that those 60 women are working. However, what about the other 70%? Don't just throw out percentages out here and think that people are not paying attention. We're watching, we're paying attention. Okay, so 60 women out of 200 is not that great. Okay, if you got a 30 on the test, no one would be singing your praises. Kim then spoke for the lost budget in Maryland. Like, seriously, sis, how can we trust you when you can't even find a good wig for daytime TV? Like, let's stop. Just knock it off, okay? Moving right along.
God damn.
This next part just took me out because when Joy decided to check her for not blaming Trump for the disaster of the pandemic, this is when she took it to a whole nother level, basically saying that Joy wore blackface.
Right.
See, this is the game Republicans like to play when they know that they're starting to look stupid. They've run out of their regular talking points, and now they're going to use some of the Fox News rhetoric about Joy wearing blackface. So Joy was livid and checked her once again and saying, not for nothing, the Black community had her back through that whole incident, which was true. Klacik then responded by saying that Black people have her back too. Oh my God, guys, it was a lot. Today's show was a lot. I was watching faces and Megan was down below, of course, making her usual faces, and she was clutching her invisible pearls. And that's when I noticed that, Sonny then tagged in from the top ropes to give Klacik the people's elbow and said, Black people didn't even vote for you. Like, what world are you living in? It was just epic. So as Sonny's like twirling around in her chair, like saying, where do Black people even have your back? Megan was down below basically saying, guys, don't be rude to Kim. Girl, stop it. You are the queen of rude.
So I was hoping they was going to play the clip of Joy Behar, and Kim Klacik came on and said, first, right off the break was like, Joy Behar was walking around with blackface and this, that, and the third. And then they ate her up. Like, well,
first of all, you can't go on to that show with those veterans. No. Okay. Those are veterans at the table.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because when you think about that, that's like walking into your grandma and older auntie's house.
Right.
Everybody sitting at the table.
Right.
Here come your young dumb ass thinking you do something about something.
You would get ate alive.
Yeah. You can't walk up on that show like that.
And that's what happened. It was Joy and
Whoopi was there.
What'd you say?
I said I wish Whoopi was there.
Yes. It'd have been done. It'd have been a wrap.
Okay.
And she just got up and she, they cut the camera off. She got up because I saw the behind the scenes where she was in the room and the producer came in or whoever and they took the mics off and she was just sitting there like, oh my God, I don't believe that just happened. Mm-hmm. And people like cheering her on, like, you did good. So yeah, I see that's the problem for me. It's like, I know this is media hype. I know this is, of course you're going to attack, the Democrats, you're going to attack Kwesi, but like you said, on this particular show, they want to get you. You see what I'm saying? Be prepared.
Yeah. You're going to get ate up.
You're going to get ate up.
Yeah, you really sitting with some of the oracles in the
Right.
You really are.
Right.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Wow. So, well, today's message was about our good politics and politicking, but just make sure that, we deal with the cancel culture. Stop canceling every damn body. It's not, because let me tell you something, you better not make a mistake on your way up and then people cancel you.
Right.
Being canceled is a huge setback to a lot of people in their careers. And I think that we need to be mindful of those of who we are attacking.
Right.
And that's important to me. And if you do have an elected official that gets in office that you do not want, be sure to start a conversation with them. try to bridge the gap in areas where it needs to be bridged, and create a space for open dialogue and communication and just working together. Like at the end of the day, that's what we're gonna have to do. So there's nothing we can do about it. If they're in office, they're in office, unless they ruin themselves. And a lot of people who get that type of power aren't really going to do that easily. So unless they're idiots. But yeah, so just make sure that we we try and talk to our elected officials. Vote. Make sure you vote. Get out.
Please vote.
Vote. Make sure you get your vote on. And that's all I have for today, Dee. I appreciate you for blessing me with the opportunity to sit down and dialogue with you.
Thanks for bringing me on. Shoot.
So let me know what shows you got coming up so I can make sure I'm there, because I can't keep up with you.
Well, Let's Talk with E Digger podcast, newly formed podcast right now on just got picked up by Apple Music. So that's a big deal for me.
Hey.
So check out that. Later on today, I'll be doing a recording with Ashley Collins. She is the creator of the Breakup Diaries, and we're going to be talking about love and relationships, the beauty of it, the highs and lows, the joys of being married, the joys of being in love. So we're going to discuss that today. The E Digger Show yesterday, great show with author Jocelyn Bishop. Her new book, She Found Strength. It talks about her journey through foster care.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So make sure you get out and get the book for people that's watching.
Yeah.
She was on yesterday with myself and DJ Imperial. So check out that show every Friday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Make sure y'all get on.
Yes. And Charm City Direct TV News Minute. That is a sparingly done show where I just pop up and talk about damn near anything local, global, with a little twist. So they are the three main podcasts or live streams and podcasts. Also, check out the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. Yes. Yes. Sundays.
Hey, the only other person I know that does it like Stephen A. So you well on your way. Because you see him on every sports show. This man he on every podcast in Baltimore. Do you hear?
So the Knucklehead Chronicles every Sunday at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard.
I like seeing the brothers together like that.
Yeah. Thank you. Shout out to the guru Terry, who had the podcast, who had it, but he relaunched it. And of course, he reached out to me and two other brothers. So make sure you check it out. So it's going down tomorrow at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. All right, E. Well, y'all make sure y'all check out all his shows.
Yes.
And, the Girl Nova Pearl. Whenever I'm blessed with the opportunity to link up with my brother. Y'all see us here on the Baltimore Washington Connection.
Right.
Don't worry. Every time we see you, say we're going to be more consistent, and we are.
Right.
We'll get it together one day. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And like I said, go vote. Make sure you vote. Exercise your right to vote. Right. And if your elected official is somebody you don't like, keep that door open for communication and dialogue.
Right.
All right. Peace.